When it comes to religious influence in South Africa, the Zion Christian Church, or the ZCC as people know it, it is a massive force that sparks endless conversations. As someone who has studied the church closely, I want to share 10 eye-opening things about the ZCC and its leader, Bishop LEKGANYANE, that will change how you see this iconic institution forever. Because the ZCC is not just another church, it's arguably the most influential African church, yet highly misunderstood. Number 1. ZCC is the largest church in Africa. You probably know ZCC has millions of followers, but did you know census estimates puts its membership between 3.8 to 5 million people? That is about 5% or more of South Africa's black population. Imagine a religious organization larger than most political parties. This huge following doesn't just happen by accident. The church taps deeply into African traditions and spiritual needs, becoming a refuge and source of identity for millions. Number 3. Bishop LEKGANYANE, the powerful yet controversial figure. Bishop LEKGANYANE is a man of charisma and power, often compared to a chief or king amongst his followers. Under his leadership, the ZCC has grown into a political and social force, but his close ties to politicians raise eyebrows. Some think it's a smart move for influence, while others fear it compromises the church's spiritual integrity. This political proximity could shape ZCC's future in ways we don't yet fully understand. Number 4. The national dialogue drama, why Bishop LEKGANYANE should have just ignored. In 2025, Bishop LEKGANYANE's presence at South Africa's national dialogue sparked major controversy. Instead of boosting his image, the event turned embarrassing when heated disputes almost erupted in front of him, showing cracks in unity amongst leaders. Many South Africans felt this was damaging to Bishop's stature and questioned why he participated at all, fearing it could tarnish the church's revered status. Number 5. Stereotypes and accusations of being a cult. Let's face it, some people label the ZCC as a cult, especially outsiders who don't understand its deep cultural roots. Common stereotypes paint the church as secretive, controlling, and even superstitious. While some criticisms stem from misunderstandings, the fact is that ZCC's strict rules and rituals can feel alien to those not raised in that environment. Still, many South Africans respect it as a major spiritual force. Number 6. The church's dress code and symbolism. Maybe you've seen ZCC members wearing their distinctive khaki uniforms and star badges, symbols that represent identity and unity. What's fascinating is that these symbols date back to the church's founder, Agnes LEKGANYANE, who introduced them in the early 20th century to foster belonging and protection. However, these dress codes have occasionally sparked disputes, especially regarding women's roles and participation in the church. Number 7. The good side, community empowerment and social projects. It's not all controversy. The ZCC is instrumental in empowering communities through bursaries, agricultural projects, and cooperative initiatives that lift their members economically and socially. Bishop LEKGANYANE preaches the church must contribute positively to society, blending spirituality with socio-economic transformation. For many, the ZCC is a beacon of hope and practical support. Number 8. The dark side, internal conflicts and legal battles. Like any large institution, the ZCC has its share of internal struggles. There are factions fighting for control in some countries, notably Botswana, which threatens the church in unity. Legal battles over land and leadership disputes sometimes become public and messy, shaking the once solid image of the church. Number 9. The mystic, witchcraft, healing, and ancestral worship. One of the most bizarre yet fascinating parts of ZCC is how it blends Christian worship with African traditional practices such as protection against witchcraft and ancestral blessings, things that mainstream churches reject. This syncretism is what makes the ZCC unique, but also a target for critics who say it crosses into superstition territory. Yet for followers, this mix provides real spiritual comfort and identity. Number 10. What South Africans really think. Respect mixed with suspicion. The general public's views about ZCC are a complex mesh of respect, admiration, suspicion, and sometimes fear. Many acknowledge it as South Africa's spiritual giant that speaks to South African identity and issues. However, others view it as worryingly, seeing it as a secretive or too politically entangled. This duality makes the ZCC a unique study in religion, culture, and power in modern South Africa. Now, these 10 insights show that the Zion Christian Church and Bishop LEKGANYANE are more than what meets the eye. This church is at the crossroads of tradition and modernity, spirituality and politics, reverence and controversy. Whether admired or criticized, the ZCC shapes South Africa's spiritual and social life like no other. If you want to understand Africa's most influential church, this is where the story begins. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe, notification bell.